To test the microphones, I forgot to plug them in. Are the microphones working? There we go. Votes on whether there will be any painting of figures. Place your bets. Okay.
No.
No. Let's see. Microphone?
It works.
No, but that microphone works too. Microphone? Oh, yeah, microphones are working. Okay. This is the first time I plugged them in afterwards. Anyway, hello. We're going sideways today. No green screen. I'm so sorry. There we go. Turn off the sound. Okay. Big fire started, so the cat should be quiet, but it's a little hot in here.
You spoke too soon.
I did. She's not in her bed. You're not. You're supposed to be whispering.
Hey, Karl.
Have you missed her? You want to say hi? Nice and loud. No, now you're camera shy?
She isn't. She just wants to go to her favorite happy place.
Her favorite happy place, then I'll slide over.
Which, by the way, is not that far away from my favorite happy place.
We hear you loud and clear. Okay, good. Now, anyway, Karl is going to be making food soon. I'll put this on so she can rub it with her butt. Okay, so they had more of these went on sale, so I'm kind of happy about that. So Karl can cook for a while. My cat is just blurry. Yeah, this is Carla. I apparently know how to treat her right. Karl, on the other hand, does not have the magic touch. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So last week, Karl made the turkey, the Christmas turkey dinner, with turkey breast and like 4 potatoes, but it was like one little slice of turkey and a lot of gravy, and then of course there was some red cabbage in there, but I don't eat that, so he got that. But anyway, then there were some other ones from the previous Hago group, the virtual guides, that had noticed that there was food on there and thought that they would. I think they're featuring different foods around the world for their guides. So they said, in honor of Karl and Karin, we're having kjøttkaker. Kjøttkaker, and they said kjøttkaker translates to meatball. And that actually brought up something I didn't think about. It's not wrong, but it's not right. Kjøttkaker, and we have something called kjøttkaker, which is like a meat cake, translated directly. And then there's kjøttboller. In svensk, it's a kjøttbollad. Anyway, it's kjøttboller, but kjøttboller is a meatball, and that's like the more standard one with the rounded.
Yes, it's a round, small ball, usually Swedish.
Yeah, and you can usually Swedish. And you can have it with béarnaise sauce. You can have it with spaghetti sauce. You can have it with brown sauce. Is she like really
but it's
smuggling?
basically just meat, beef, hamburger
Not
meat.
for kids.
It's just a matter of what shape it is in.
Yep.
Because Norwegian people can afford meat, ours are big and flat, and because Swedish people generally are poor and incompetent, they are so small and round.
So the Norwegians have långa flatta bollar, long flat balls.
It's not a ball, it's a cake.
Actually, that was a movie in Norway called Långa flatta bollar. Yeah. Anyhow, so I never thought about that before though, but yeah, this is kjøttkaker, which went on sale. Fortunately for us, it's backwards, sorry, but you can see the shape isn't quite round. And it's usually with kjøttkaker is almost always with a brown sauce and some potatoes. And if you're my kids, you like having slices of salted cucumbers next to it as well. And cranberry, maybe. Or lingonbær. Lingon, maybe. Titebær. Yeah. Anyway, Karl, this one comes with mushy peas. Or mashed peas. Anyway, but half price. So Karl is cooking today. There's 2 of these. So we will have kjøttkaker in honor of the people from the live virtual tours. Even though we're not necessarily guiding right now, we're just having fun at home. But, and then you can see, well, they do look like round meatballs on here now, but kjøttkaker, they're like...
You are looking at the potato.
No, I'm looking at no, look at it. The meat too is looking a little bit round in the picture. But it's like an oval, kind of a flattened, thick oval. So it's smaller than a hamburger patty.
The way
but much
you
thicker.
make it is that you fry it on a pan. It's much thicker than a hamburger patty.
Or you heat it in
But it's not a round little ball that you roll around on your Swedish skillet.
So why is it you guys have to have 2 different size balls?
We have one size balls and the Swedish has a smaller one. I don't understand what's complicated
Yeah,
about
but you
this.
have both balls. You have
Yes.
köttbullar, not köttbullar. Köttbullar is Swedish, köttbullar is Norwegian.
But actually we have 3 sizes if you want to think of it like that. You also
Yeah.
have kjøttpudding, which is meatloaf.
Yep.
That's when you don't bother to divide it at all. You just take everything and throw it in your pan. Then you have kjøttkaker. Now you divided it up a little bit. And then you have kjøttbullar. That is if you're Swedish and you have a lot of kids and you want each of them to have a little tiny ball of meat.
Yeah. But they usually have theirs in like a béarnaise sauce type thing. Or gräddsås, which is a cream sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but this one is a kjøttkaker I've almost only seen in, I think I've only seen them in brown sauce.
I've seen them in brown sauce or with no
brun
sauce.
saus med ertestuing og poteter.
Or with no sauce at all. But that's
Yeah.
usually for kids.
Yeah, then you use ketchup because you're
And
like
then
the
it
American
is
influence.
so close to a hamburger that it makes no difference.
Yeah. No, so anyway, I'm hoping there's more than one kjøttkaker in here. I was so surprised. Even Karl, the big eater in the house here, even he was like, it did look a little minuscule. So I'm really glad we didn't pay full price for them. Anyway, so half price. Normal price was $84.90 at Joker here, but we get it for $42 because it's going out of date. So Karl is cooking. So there's 2 of them actually. So you get to make both of them. Do you want to enjoy your beer while you're doing this? Because you have another conversation to have with that.
No, I think I'll just wait until you go into textile land. And
I can go into Textile Land right now. I put a really cool picture on the thumbnail.
Yeah, no, whenever you decide to do that,
Okay.
I'll go and decide to do cooking.
First thing, you gotta say hi. Audra's here, by the way. She's in Bali, back again. And she's having 30 degrees and divine weather. I think it's 30 degrees in here now. What do you think?
Yeah, not quite what we're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah, no, I'm taking my
Because,
socks off to temperature control.
Yesterday, in the evening, Karl was doing hot laps and screaming a lot.
Yeah, the hot
And we
laps is a new thing, yeah.
We have discovered that a good, nice fire kind of hypnotizes her. Then she walks up to it, finds a comfortable place close to it, and then she falls asleep.
Where is she anyway?
But today she is a little bit too energized. I don't.
Because we just walked in the door. No, she went over that way, but don't jinx it. She's quiet. Anyway, there, I heard her going. Oh, she's under the table. There she is. Yeah, I could
She
hear her.
is watching her brothers move around, which is also one thing that kind of hypnotizes her a little bit.
Albert's here, by the way. Also, he's having a trying day. He's exhausted. No, it's getting close to Christmas. You gotta like get into the groove. Have some kjøttkaker, which is actually nothing to do with Christmas. This is everyday dinner. By the way, once you fry them in the pan, you heat them up. If you buy them already made, they're just cold, or you make them ahead of time anyway, and then thaw them out or whatever. But you heat them in brown sauce instead of heating them in the pan. Once they're made anyway, then you just heat them up in the brown sauce.
Yeah, you
And then they get like really sauce logged, water logged, but not water.
You can do that. It's not mandatory.
Oh, but it's so good that way. Okay. Anyway, no, so hope your day goes better. Peru is here. It's 4 degrees and extremely misty. It looks like Silent Hill out there. Oh, we found our mountains again. They came back. Red Eastby's back, not to be confused with Lukas, by the way. Lukas, who I've been confusing with Najwa and Sergio, which means I've got to have a chat with Najwa and Sergio because they haven't actually been on all this time. No, but Lukas wrote in, he is debating about making a video as to how to do those stitches that he was talking about. The 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, so 4 of those, or 4 threes, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So how he was doing it. But another stitch that he was doing a lot of in there was the Karbenning stitch, and I had to try it, but I had to change my yarn 3 times, the 3rd time the charm. Because it is a really, really dense stitch. So this is embroidery wool, some anchor wool or guru or however you want to call it. There's a bunch of different names. But look how thick this is. It's like a rug. It's, I mean, you couldn't see through it. Barely. No, if I see through it, it's just like glowing. A little red at the glowing and the red in there. But it is super thick and dense. You could make a rug out of this. And this is with yarn that's that thin. I did do it with the thinner yarn. that I did, if you remember this one that I was doing the Oslo stitch in, this is not embroidery wool, this is just sock yarn. A little bit like thick sock yarn, but sock yarn anyway. But you can see it's almost the same thickness, but the orange is slightly thinner. And that one turned out like that, but it's still very thick and solid. So I didn't know if I wanted to use my orange yarn on that, so I only made it this far. This is the right side, technical right side. This is the technical wrong side. It has that big ridge on it. There. But I think it was really good for using up this embroidery wool, and these are just little short skeins. If you don't know who Maj Britt Solstad is, shame on you. She's from Fredrikstad in Norway. But she makes a lot of needle-bound blankets and posts pictures onto at least the Facebook groups anyway. But she's really good at using these little... She inspired me to do this, actually, probably about 10 years ago, to collect these little embroidery skeins. You can find these everywhere because every time someone dies, they clean out their attic and they find tons and tons and tons of these. I don't know why. And then they donate them to the secondhand stores, and you can buy them at the secondhand stores for almost nothing. I think I think they cost like 40 to 50 kroner new, maybe, for one of these. They're actually moth treated too, with the moth repellent on it. There's all kinds of different names. There's this one which is Guro, which I think is a Norwegian one. Yeah, I need to up my glasses. This one is 47% wool, 47% viscose, and 35% acrylic, this Guro one. But it's meant for embroidery. I don't know if it actually says where it's from, but I'm assuming that's Norway. Then there's this Anchor one. I know we had these in the United States too, but there may be a different wrapper. But this looks like a really dated wrapper. I have another Anchor one in here, which looks like an even older wrapper. But these are everywhere. These are 100% wool, by the way, the ones that are moth treated, because you make tapestries with them. Then we have this one called Parley, which is Gobelin, and it looks like it could be made in Holland, Dutch. There you go, Garcia, one for you. Same thickness, pretty much. This one is 100% wool in about a million different languages. 5 grams, these things.
I can visualize dated wrapper, and I can also visualize an older wrapper, but I am having trouble visualizing a thick Dutch wrapper.
It looks like this, and it says Goblin. See, it's got a goblin on it. Goblin, though.
So Goblin is his
That's
wrapper name.
backwards, sorry, but yeah. Gobelin. Yeah, so the Dutch one is Goblin. And then there's this one too. Tapisserie. I'm assuming French. Hey. Nope, made in Britain. This is also 100% wool. Same stuff, different name. Anyhow, there's a bunch of those. You can find them anywhere in different colors, and I have a huge bin full of these because full of these. One of those big plastic bins full of them because here's another name. B&B Klostergarn. Klostergarn technically means monastery yarn, but there was a stitch called Kloster stitch that you would use to make. They were usually geometric shapes anyway, to make these tapestries. This is also 100% wool. This one is Norway, but that one is another one. So God knows how old these are anyway, but Maj Britt Solstad is really good at putting them together. She just any random one picks them out of a bag, and she makes dolls, teddy bears, lots of Afghans she's made out of them. But they add up real fast, but they work perfectly with this stitch anyway. But this will be really dense. If you made a blanket out of this stitch, you could probably winter your car in that sucker there. It's so thick. Well, at least with my gauge, it would make a better rug than a blanket, but it's really solid. So I'll show you that one in a few. Keep saying hi here. Heidi Lisette is here, by the way. Karl just got killed by a cat. She's behind him. She pounced on him. Amaro is here in Belgium. Nikki's here. She says, "Oh, votes on whether there will be any painting of figures. Place your bets." Oh, wait, up there. Kia ora. How is everyone? Due to summer being there here, finally, I will be headed to biking and picnic with family shortly. And about the paintings. I have some paintings. There's one up here. There it is.
Kia ora, that's a New Zealander, right?
Yep, a New Zealander, Kiwi. My kid painted that one, so you got to pretend you didn't see it because I told her I wouldn't put it up public. I like the painting.
Thank God your kids are blind and never ever
They'll
going
never know.
come into this
No,
house.
they won't. They're coming here in a couple of weeks for Christmas. Let's see who else is here. Oops, I just went fast. Congratulations on 5 years together, by the way. Yes. Karl, you want to explain how... Karl and I had a rather romantic evening yesterday celebrating our 5 years together as a couple. I want to explain how that went.
No, both of us had completely forgotten about it.
Yeah. And then we're having a random conversation.
We are having a conversation. I think you did something stupid and you say, oh yeah, no, but you're still hanging in there after all these years. And I go, yeah, no, it has to be closer to
like,
5 years.
Yeah, no,
now.
it's going to be, soon it's going to be,
and
what
then
day
kind
is
of
it
the
today?
penny drops for both of us. It's, oh yeah, it's exactly the date. And it's,
What day is it today? I don't know, it was the 4th it was the 4th yesterday or the day before, then it might. No, it's the 5th day. We have 2 hours left.
it was more like 1 hour and 20 minutes.
1 hour and 20 minutes left. Yeah, no. So we went and got some ice cream, and then continued to watch Dexter. Anyway, yeah, no. So 5 years together, you're still around. Good boy. I've known him a lot longer than that, though. Like I said, I think we were dating probably for a good 6 or 8 months before we realized, without even knowing we were dating, we were probably dating.
Operating with a kind of, at least in the
dating.
beginning of that period, you're operating with a very wide definition of dating.
Yeah.
But
Yep. No, we were hanging out together. Didn't realize, but we were probably dating for quite a while anyway at that point.
because if I'm dating everybody I take on a fishing trip, then you might have a problem, woman.
No, the fact that you actually bothered to hang out with me the next day was usually a good thing. Or you didn't hang up the phone after 2 minutes. Anyway, no. So there you go. 5 years. That's impressive. And then I noticed that also when I was posting, it's week 298 on YouTube. So in 2 weeks, we'll have week 300.
Yeah, I only have your ex-husband left to beat.
Oh, as far as, and I was talking about YouTube, but as far as how, yeah, no, yeah, I have, okay, longest relationships, I was married for 15 years. We were together, I think, officially, well, we were officially together for 15, but we were separated after 30, or 13, I mean, we were together for 13 years and separated for the last 2, but if you count the time we got together before we were married, then it was about 15 years.
As far as YouTube goes, I think...
YouTube, we're on week 298.
Yeah.
But you joined in around week 30-ish. So,
yeah, but then I was just like a guest appearance.
Yeah, no, you
But
popped in and
I think I'm pretty consistent from week 50 onwards.
at least 30. I know, I think 30, 40 maybe, but
Yeah, maybe.
yep.
But I'm not entirely consistent. Even now, there might be a day when I'm doing something else or...
There's so much Nalbinding that you can't, but then there's days where we had nothing but Royal Armory and the people are like, I thought there was yarn.
Yep.
So, okay. Anyway, but... yeah, no, so pretty good. So when he says he's just got to, because the longest relationships I had before my ex-husband was probably about 6 months, and that was 2 of them. So he's now in second place. Well, he's been in second place for a long time. So you just have to last longer than my ex, and then you're going to ditch me, and I move to northern Norway with all your other ex-girlfriends. You want to explain your northern Norways?
It's not that many of them, but apparently there is a very strong trend among women I've been with that they move north very quickly afterwards.
You know that
and
song?
very far north if possible.
Above the Arctic Circle. Yeah, so you know that song, All My Exes Live in Texas. Above the Arctic Circle. They just want to get as far away from him as they could. So when we got together, I'm like, yeah, no, I hear northern Norway's pretty around this time of year, so I guess we should give it a go. Anyhow, we should catch up. Albert says, I don't know if I read that right, but he says cats love breeds. So I think he meant cats love breasts, which is why I'm winning on you over that cat.
What did he actually write?
Breeds. It looks like misspelled breast. Breats.
Albert, are we talking about boobs or something else?
Cats like them. You get to go and take care of
Everybody
that cat.
does.
And not for kids, they wrote. So no, I think they also read that one that way too. Lyra's here, by the way. Hope everyone's staying warm and cozy. Oh yeah, nice and hot in here. PJ's here. Finally got her new book on Amazon. It finishes the story after 17 years since she wrote the very first words in the world. Congratulations! It's like we're all having a really good week now. I have got to get one of those books and read it. I haven't read a book actually. I think I've been rereading 84 Charing Cross Road for like the 5th time because it's in the bathroom. But otherwise, I don't know if I've read a book since Harry Potter came out.
Yeah, I haven't read any new books for a long time.
No, I did read a couple one here and there. Oh, Tuesdays with Maury, that's a good one.
Partially because of nostalgia and partially because it's good sleeping medicine.
Yeah.
I'm rereading as audiobooks some of Alistair MacLean's books.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I did read Neil Price's book. But that's if you're counting audiobooks, though.
Yeah, no, you have to either that or I have
Mercury Rising.
Or I've barely read any books at all.
Greg had me reading Mercury Rising, but that again was an audiobook. But I was driving a lot back and forth at the time. I had a lot of pending. My autocorrect is doing its thing. I see, says Albert. Let's see. Got to catch up here. Restoration says, how many minutes in the microwave does this thing take? I know you can freeze. We usually just buy them and freeze them because every once in a while you need something quick. Saturday's a good quick day, but this one was today. You can put it in a bath of hot water for 10 minutes.
Overly complicated.
Overly complicated, yeah. You basically boil a pot of water and you stick the bag in there and you sous vide it. In the microwave, make a hole in each bag and warm it for about 4 minutes. So if you're going to make a hole in each bag and warm it for 4 minutes, I highly recommend that the bag is standing with the hole upwards.
Yeah, we know.
How do we know?
We know because of the Lingonberry incident.
You want to explain what happened on the Lingonberry incident?
Poof!
He's a good cook, I swear, if it's microwavable, but not always perfect. Anyway, so this one's only 4 minutes, but each bag. But you put all the I think you can put all the bags with a hole in it in the glass bowl, and then you want to open it up. What do they look like?
I managed to do
It looks
this
like hospital food.
flawlessly last week.
Maybe airline food. We have. I think there's some meat patty. Oh, there feels like 4 balls in there, and they are the smallest Kjøttkaker I think I've ever seen. They're like this big. A Kjøttkaker should be like this big.
Yeah,
like
they're
twice.
not Swedish small, but this is not good Norwegian size.
And then we have the mashed peas, mushy peas, I think they call it in England. Pea puree, not quite puree. Yeah.
Ertestewing in Norwegian.
Potato balls. There's only 3 in this one, though. But anyhow, but we have leftovers too if we're really hungry. But there's 2 of these, so that's okay. Look at the size. It looks very appetizing. Okay, that's the size of the Kjøttkaker.
This is.
It's usually about this big.
It's usually about twice that big.
It's about double this normally. So. I have a lot of not for kids thoughts in my head while manhandling these balls, but I'll leave that to you. I'm getting so far behind here now. You were saying, Karl?
No, nothing.
No, okay. Peaches says, I finally got my new book on Amazon. It finishes the story. Oh, yeah, I wrote that one, but it's on Amazon now anyway. Restoration, The Reciters of Candor, Volume 4 is now an ebook and paperback. After some teething troubles where Amazon repaginated it, if you can say that, and messed up the page numbers. Oh, no. Well, hopefully that gets fixed. I don't know if you can post a link in there, but maybe Peruta can. And if you can, try to... Oh, hello. Come on up. Yeah, it's a good girl. Amaro says, gobelin. It's more of a French word for the yarn, the embroidery wools. Roger is here. He says, Godad K&K, gratulerer. Godad. And Ingela is here. Oh, Ingela's here. Hey! She says, Karbenning is a very Karin stitch, originally documented by, well, she's probably saying Karin or Karin, but originally documented by Karin Klingenberg from Karbenning, literally meaning Karin's smelting works. We're going to go with Karin pronunciation on that instead of Karin. Karin's smelting work. I didn't know that. See, I knew there was a reason I was drawn to this stitch, but we have to make the stitch. And then we'll show it. Welcome, Ingela, by the way. She was the one that suggested showed me the VOD stitch information too. Nolvia is here. She says happy 5th. It's definitely time to buy Karin a key, says Peruta. I have 3 keys, 3 Viking keys. For those who don't know, what is a Viking key?
It's like a wedding ring. It's
oh God, I thought my computer was falling. It was the cat. Yeah, no, it's Viking symbolism that you're taking. But no, I have 3. I bought one for myself a long time ago when the Viking village first opened, because I figured if I'm a female Viking with a house, it would make sense that it'd have a key. Would just pretend that the guy that gave it to me disappeared somewhere off into the. But then Karl came along and got me a key when we first got together, which was really nice. And then he got me another one because he completely forgot that he got me the first key. So I have 2 silver keys, but they're not identical. So that's quite cool. Hi, Carla. Annette Goes and Ventures. Yeah, she was the one that was talking about. She was the one that was talking about the meatballs, by the way. Kjøttkaker. Sounds like the cat's in heat. We thought so too, but it turns out she's just Siamese.
Yeah, I think she might be in heat now.
She might be in heat now, though, by the way.
Because she has been a little bit calmer than this for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And now we are back to
and she
this.
needs to be fixed. But if she gets too noisy...
Plus, I've noticed one thing that she doesn't normally do. But when she is screaming and simultaneously either trying to drink water or clean herself, she makes this sound. And I think she only does that when she's a little bit...
She doesn't do that when she's drinking water. She makes that noise when she's doing one other thing too.
Yes, when she is cleaning her privates.
Yep. She's like, meow. Not for kids. If she does it anyway, it'll sound funny. You'll hear it. What was Karl's longest relationship? Good question.
It's you, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but before me, anyway. I mean, I went like from 6 months to 15 years. I thought that was a pretty good jump.
Sometime in February, March in 2021, you beat all the competition.
So like 6 months, maybe?
3.
3. Ah, yeah. No, but 3. There's something bad about the 3rd month. I don't know what it is. But that's usually when crap goes to hell, or I self-sabotage.
That's when the tickets are cheap to the north of Norway.
That's when. Yeah. No, I must have grown up since then. But for the longest time, anyway, like now we're talking 30 years ago, I guess, back when I was single. Anyway, it seemed to be the 3-month mark was around the time where you either, not you, but a person would either self-sabotage or the other person did, and you don't know why. But yeah, things usually went to shit. Or you kind of maybe got an idea whether you think it's going to work out or not.
I think what saves us is good recon.
Good recall?
Good recon.
Recon.
We have a pretty good idea of what we're getting into before we get into anything.
Yeah, no, because I knew you a long time before that. And yeah, we found out in 2016 is when I met you. First time, I think.
Yeah. No, possibly 17.
About 4 years anyway before.
I remember we opened the village in 17.
Yeah.
And I didn't dick around here as a volunteer or freeman, as you call them, before that.
No, but there was a market before that, and that's what I came to as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Change your bathroom book, Karin. 84 Charing Cross Road is a very cute book. I like it. If you don't know what 84 Charing Cross Road is, well, actually there is Charing Cross Road and in London, but also that's where a lot of the bookstores are. But there was this lady in the United States. She was living in New York, and she was big into these volumes of books that she couldn't get. She's a very avid reader, huge thing about that, likes the classics. But she couldn't get all the books she needed. And so that she found out that she could write to this bookstore in England, and then they had a conversation over, I don't know, 20, 30 years or something, and then kept in good contact, writing back and forth while she was ordering books, but it became more than ordering books. And then eventually she goes and visits Charing Cross Road long time later. But it's kind of a fun little story. Let's see. One of my friends, Sis PJ at Parkin, told me today that she has just finished the first of 7 of my books. Good job. No, I gotta. Yeah, maybe I need to get that one. It could be. You want to be my bathroom book, PJ? Then maybe I sit and read. I just don't sit still long enough. Prude is just halfway through Neil Price's book. That's the audiobook. That's The Children of Ashenelm. That's a good one. But it's not like a story anyway. It's more about facts and such. But he does it in a very digestible way, which is good. Max is here, by the way. And Moreau says, special ability, reading an audiobook. He did say that. Now, audiobooks are okay, but if I start playing them and then I fall asleep.
It's a matter of having some kind of quiet. Either when you're walking or you're doing some kind of mind-numbing work at work, it is great. If you have Karla and Karin trying to communicate with you, it's a waste of time. You should much rather find something else to do.
Well, if you want to see another 5 years, you will. And Annette says, by the way, that she just finished reading Two Strangers on a Train by Patricia Highsmith. I haven't heard. I think I might have heard about that one, but that might be a good one to try too. Maybe we should start walking to work and then we can listen to books again. It's a 45-minute walk on a highway. Not the best idea.
Yes, in a highway that might be so slippery from here to work downhill. Yeah, no, I don't think that's the type of calm I'm looking for.
Nikki says, so Christmassy looking. Add glitter and hang the balls on a tree. Oh, my kids are going to come, and we thought it'd be fun to kind of decorate for Christmas, but I can't put up a Christmas tree. I haven't had a Christmas tree since we've had the cats, but we kind of missed the Christmas decorations. But then it dawned on me we could probably do garland.
Christmas tree and cats is a very fun combination, as long as none of your decorations are made out of glass.
No. But I thought maybe we could put some pine along the top of the roof, though. We can just go out in the woods and pick up some pine, hammer to the wall, and maybe hang some decorations from there. Do you think the cats would go after that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so no breakable ones. But anyway, could be something. I'll put my kids to it. They are 16 now. They'll be 17 in February, so they can handle it. Good job for them. Let's see. Where am I at? Plastic wrapped potatoes, says PJ. That's an abomination. Oh, yes, it is.
This woman has not ever said no to a potato in her life.
Oh, no, it'll go down. Ooh, zucchini lasagna.
Polish blood is screaming out for potatoes.
Let's see. Wait, where else am I getting here? Catching up. No Norwegian meatballs in the microwave, Karl. Laugh out loud, says Annette. No, this is you started this, Annette.
It's kjøttkaker, it's not meatballs.
But we did find at least one more Christmas package. When they go half price, they're like expensive as hell. But when they go half price, we thought, since we've done strange Norwegian foods around every Christmas time, every year, every December, I think. But so we now we're stuck with repeats. But we haven't done the microwavable version of Christmas food.
This is like the least strange food you find in Norway.
No, but I have another one. Is raspeballer, which is another ball, but they're bigger.
Yeah, but they're also much cheaper because they're made out of...
But we'll save those big balls for later. We could glitter it and put it on a Christmas tree.
So far I've managed to insult the Swedish, the Dutch, and the Polish.
Who else are you going to mess up with today?
Everybody. I don't know yet.
It works really well, says Nikki. Oh, wait, so Nikki said, took me a while to read, but I now have to get the next one. You know what happens. Oh, the books, yeah. And I'm kind of skipping over a bunch of stuff anyway. It works really well. I do know that I will be away at Christmas, and that's what I do. I have a tree up this year covered in origami. Oh, that'd be cool too, the origami. Who doesn't love cheap big balls? See, Annetta's with us on this one. Cheap big balls. Yes, they're cheap big balls, but they're not made with meat.
What?
The raspeballer.
The
Raspeballer is, but I'll show that one. Maybe we'll have that one next week, depending. It's in the freezer right now. But that one has a lot of different names depending on where you are in Norway. It's kind of like the Norwegian version of a schnitzel. Has nothing to do with schnitzel, but the name and the way the schnitzel is prepared changes with the different regions of Germany. Rasvaballer is different also all around Norway. But anyway, nope, Kjøttkaker. That's pretty much the same wherever you are in Norway.
Yeah, but also
It's a washi tape tree.
how you do the kumle thing also varies from.
Kumla is another name for rasvaballer.
You can probably almost nowhere, no matter where you are in Norway, you are within walking distance from somebody who makes this thing differently from the people you are with.
I'm ready to. Kumla is one, yeah. Albert says, yeah. Kumla is another name for it. There's a bunch of. There's a bunch of different names for it. But by the way, okay, I need to play with yarn now. Would you like to have your beer and I'll show it first, or would you like to go straight to the?
We can go straight to bed.
Okay, because there's a conversation about this
use the
beer
microwave
too.
sober.
No, you should not use the microwave sober. Okay, Karl, hold it like this because everything is mirrored on here. Let's see. And then we turn, make everybody sick. There we go. Pukey, dizzy. No. Okay, so this is a guy falling on his ass. Not necessarily. He's not falling on his ass.
I think he probably is because it's from the Ass Brewery.
Glare right in his way here. But no, he's kicking a hat. It's from the Ass Brewery. Ås. A is like another way of writing A with a circle over it.
I know, because that's how my last name works. But I believe
your
this
ass
is...
doll. No, Ardal instead of Ordal. Yeah. But that's true. Yeah, so if you don't know, double A like in Ordal or in Ås, a double A is like the same as with A with a circle over, and it's pronounced O, like the Minnesota O. So Ås. And Halling is a place in Norway.
Hallingdal is a place
Hallingdal
in Norway.
is a place in
The
Norway.
people living there are called Halling.
So what's the difference between Halling and Hallingdal?
Hallingdal is where the Halling's live.
Oh, says Roger. Yep. Anyway, but he's actually kicking a hat. So not falling on his, this way he's falling on his ass. He's kicking a hat, and he's wearing a Norwegian bunad, traditional Norwegian folk costume.
Even though you should think this was some kind of secret Norwegian martial art with 1,000 years of tradition.
Yeah.
Nope, it's just a dance move.
Let's see if I can turn this light so it doesn't glare on it. There we go. And you can see it a bit better. Okay, this is from Ås Bryggeri or Ås Brewery. Oh, he's falling on his ass on this side too. 4.7%. Okay, so do you want to tell him what he's doing? Why is he falling on his ass, or no? Why is he kicking a hat? And why is the hat way the fuck up in the air that he has to do it like that?
It's a dance move. You know, some birds jump as high as they can into the air and flap their wings to attract females. The Halling's does this.
Yeah?
It's much the same reason, for much the same reason.
Yeah. So that's your Christmas beer. That's a Christmas version, I believe.
It's a Pilsner, so I do not believe it is... I don't believe this is a Christmas beer.
Ooh, now you're going to come up.
Because as long as it's a Pilsner, then it isn't that many ways to skin that cat.
Don't skin the cat. There. Should be a little bit
So I'm
quieter.
expecting it to be light, foamy, and pretty unoffensive. Because one thing is that the moment you put citrus in a Pilsner, it's no longer a Pilsner, so you can't call it a Pilsner.
Oh, it's an all-year beer, says they said. I
Yep.
we said it because the computer's far away. But by the way, Torben says, help, he's stuck. He's got a kid wrapped around his arm. And if he moves in any which way, she'll wake up. I know this feeling, it's not good. This is kind of what
You
the cat
are in a
don't move.
similar situation right now.
I am. Except this one doesn't barely.
Okay. A little bit more foamy than expected and a little bit lighter than expected,
Yeah.
but I'm right that it's a light foamy
That's
beer.
your Viking glass from Scan Glass. Emil sent you that. Emil and Emily. Emil and Amelia. It's a trådbegger, which is a threaded beggar.
Beger, yeah, cup.
Cup, yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see if he likes it. Everybody quiet.
It's a Pilsner. It's very, very hard to fuck this up.
Pilsner is just a regular beer. Yeah, pils.
Yeah, but you have to follow the renhetsloven.
Yeah.
So there are only a few ingredients you are allowed to use, and none of them are bloody citruses.
Lemons. Hi, Carla. We're snuggly.
It reminds me of Hansa Pils.
Hansa is another Norwegian brewery.
And that's the Bergen brewery.
Yeah.
This one is, I would say, pretty close in taste.
Yeah.
Maybe Hansa is a little bit more bitter. It's good.
Your hat didn't fall off though.
No, but it doesn't fall off until I drink the last part of the
Oh,
glass.
okay, okay.
So just about now.
All right. Let's see. I could catch up on chat here, and then we send you off on your way. But I'm stuck with the cat. Help, Torben! I can't move. I have a cat. Let's see. Hey, homie, your beer is foamy, says Roger. Torben says, I'm also 183 centimeters tall, and her bed is 150 centimeters long. The pain of it all. It's so hard to be a dad. I know the situation, says Nikki. You need one of those weighted blankets and the flapping tail or tall cat toys to keep her asleep. Oh. Roger said the dude on the beer can is changing the light bulb with his foot. Oh, that's about right. Yeah, but no, so you have this dance. They play the fiddle, and they kind of just dance around. And all of a sudden, it almost looks like some Russian Cossack moves or whatever. And then he has to, like, down, up, and then eventually he swings his leg around or, like, up over his head and does, like, this turning kick. And, well, there's usually a lady holding the hat on the top of a stick, and he has to knock it off the stick. So, but what is this? To show you how much of a man you are? Hey, I can kick it off the stick, therefore I can do other things pretty well too.
Yeah, I believe it's something like that. These are inland people, so
Yeah.
they can't match their bravery against the sea like normal people. So they have to do weird, stupid shit like this.
Yeah. No, but what other things do they do in the Norwegian dances? Those folk dances.
Get drunk and stab each other?
Oh yeah, the knife thing. Go ahead and tell them. A Norwegian traditional folk costume has almost like a wood carving knife on them, but they have a knife. And people have issues when they're going to take their costumes to go places for weddings or whatever, and then they can't bring the knife with, or they try to bring the knife with.
They are allowed to carry the knife in those contexts unless they are going into the royal palace or
In Norway, yeah, I'm not talking about. I was talking planes, but yeah, in Norway,
yeah,
just
no,
in a
if you
store.
try to bring a knife on a plane, you are too stupid to have a knife.
Okay, but yeah, in Norway, okay, yes, you can't carry a knife around you unless you're a Viking.
No. The laws are formulated in the dumbest way possible. So what the law says is that you are allowed to carry a knife if you have, the Norwegian term is aktverdig formål, which basically can be translated to honorable purpose.
Check Karl's microphone. It's over here. No wonder.
No, I was going.
Sorry.
The problem with using this term is that the term is never defined in the laws. So you have to have court cases all the time to find out if this is within or without basically the idea of an honorable purpose. Just to give one quick example, peeling an apple in the garden around the royal castle is not considered honorable purpose. So that guy got arrested for carrying a knife in public. We don't know if peeling an apple anywhere else is an honorable purpose. I don't think we know if walking in Viking clothes is an honorable purpose. Because every time there isn't a case, nobody cares. But somebody has to be basically arrested and prosecuted, and then you see what comes out of the court system to decide whether or not it was honorable or not.
Yeah.
Norwegian laws are stupid.
Let's see. I was gonna say. And Arnetta says I'm trapped under 2 puppies as per usual. As long as I have wine, it's all good. But bathroom breaks are tricky. Oh yeah, tell me about it. I'm stuck into this one. It's supposed to be needle binding now. Max wants to know what stitch we're doing. We're gonna do the Karbenning stitch.
That's my cue to go cooking.
Your cue is to go cooking, by the way. PJ Lightning says we can carry a penknife if it's no more than 3 inches and the blade can't be locked. And Torben says you can carry a knife if you use it for something serious. There she goes.
I believe that a lot of women who says size doesn't matter are genuinely lying. But when it comes to blades, what kind of damage do you think I can do with 4 inches that I can't do with 3? I'm genuinely curious here because
Carla,
you have to be...
Carla.
you have to be enormously fat for me not to reach your heart with a 3-inch blade.
Yeah. All right, you're on cat duty. I think if you put another log on the fire, she'll be happy. And you're making food. So we'll take this away from you. Say bye-bye, Karl. We're playing with yarn now. No, but another thing with this carboning stitch I got to show is, I'll turn this thing so that we can see here. I get comfy on my couch. I forgot to attach the receiver, so it might pull on my camera. Let's see. There's a little divot in the part of the couch where Karl sat. Okay. No, he is right in the context that... Oh, wait. The cat is singing We Are Siamese, if you please. Oh, yeah. Albert says, no, he is right in this context that the rules on this is stupid. Call the doctor, says Anne Moreau. Karl starts to insult the Norwegians. Yeah, no, there's nobody he won't insult. He's horrible. Okay, so the other thing I was going to say about the carboning stitch, which is kind of cool, when I have a color change, usually there's like a couple of a little random part of the arrow there anyway, but you see some like little speckles before you have a color change. But in this carboning stitch, I've noticed that my color changes are pretty much without any speckling before. So it's kind of, it just goes straight into it. This one I had a small piece of yellow. But there's like no... I wonder if I have one on me that can show. Yeah, here. So this is the Mom and Stitch one. Nope, this is Mom and Stitch. It's not done yet. You see how you have this little speckling before, but on carboning it seems just like a straight off color change. But Ingela might actually know why that is. I don't know if it's just because this is 3 loops total and this is like 6 loops total. So maybe it's because it goes in deeper, but I just noticed that the color changes were almost perfect. You can see like there's a little mix of the yellow and the orange on that one alone, but that's where I spliced. Same here there's like a little, let's see if I can show it maybe in there. This one has like a slightly ahead, but again, this is actually a thread that has the two colors are joined where, oops, right there as well, there's a little overlap. It looks like a little overlap, but that's actually the part of the thread where the red and the orange are spliced together, so it there's a color change there, but much cleaner than on Mommen, for example. Okay, but I have to find my needle. Did it come out? No, it's still on there somewhere. Okay. See, we even have Her Highness's bed set up over there by the fire. Okay, but anyway, carboning, I have a different way of doing this on my finger for some reason. Let's see. Maybe we'll put this other microphone on me so that it only picks up me. Okay. But yeah, this one, you will have 2 loops on your thumb. So the first 2 here, it's harder to see it up here. Maybe it's easier to see it down here. But this is loop 1, this is loop 2, loop 3. You can kind of see it connecting to the bottom. You could do it from the top here too. Loop 1 is the first one you can bend forward. Loop 2 and loop 3. So the first 2 loops go on your thumb, first and second, and here's the third one. When you've done the stitch, it kind of lays flat on the top like that. Actually, if I do it like this, pretend that's my thumb, you can see there it lays kind of flat on the top. And then you will twist this one like that, and then you pick up 3 loops here. Sometimes this loop, this first one on the right, will look like it's too far over and you might mix it up with the previous row, but that is your first loop. So there's your first loop, and then your second loop is right there, and then your third loop. This is behind on the thumb here. And if you're not quite sure if you took it or if you need one more, this one here, this is the 4th loop. You can tell that it's been worked because there's a yarn coming out of it right there, whereas these ones do not have this has a yarn coming out of it, but this one does not have a yarn coming out of it. So these 3 haven't been taken, so you know that that's where you got to end. Don't take that last one, but just these 3. So if you're not sure about this end loop, sometimes it's sticking too far back, check. If there's only 2 loops before you get to that one, then you need this one too. Okay, but anyway, I'm doing F2 because why not? If it's dense, it's going to be dense. So one new one and one old one is my join. And then I do the 3rd loop. So 1, 2, the 3rd loop you take from the back side and you twist it and go back through. Then you pick up those 3, 1, 2, 3 that I showed you there. Then you go forward, turn and go forward under these 2 loops and your leader yarn. And I've got my yarn. I think I just literally null bound my gimbal. There we go. The thing that I do a little bit differently is, let's see, that 1 loop goes back and you have 2 on your thumb again. I tend to keep only 1 loop on my thumb. I don't know why I do this, but I tend to do this with a lot of things that have extra loops. Then I'll make my join, and I'll see that it's not this 1st loop, it's this 3rd one, and I'll just pick it up there, and then twist. And it gives me a little bit extra room to pick up those 3 loops. 1, 2, 3. Then go forward. So that might have something to do with my tensioning, I don't know, but I always have to catch the end thumb, the end one on my thumb, so that they're uniform in size. But yeah, so there's F1, F2. The 2nd loop could be, this is the 2nd loop, so it's the 3rd loop. And then you can see those loops, 1, 2, 3, and you can see it's not the 4th one because there's yarn coming out of it. Then turn forward and go under everything and pull through. Let's see if I can do this a little bit differently. Get my foot out of the way here. Oops. Going the wrong way. Okay, can catch up a little bit here in chat. The color changes because of the twist. Okay. The color change is different because of the twist. I was wondering, because you can see the way the work has gone through anyway. You can see it's going under these 3, and you can see here's the twist is happening by hand here, and then this yarn goes over those 3. So I was trying to think of what does the effect the twist is doing. But yeah, there's the 3 that it comes out under. Then there's Karl, 1, 2, 3 that it's coming the way it turns. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe if I tilt the light up a bit more, it won't shadow so much. But yeah, for some reason I have 1 loop on when I try to hold it. I don't know if it makes it easier for me to turn it or what. It is very dense, this stitch. You don't need to tighten it. It'll tighten it all by itself as you work more loops. It is easy to mix up these 3. It's like maybe think this is the 3rd one instead. So if you're not sure, double check. That's number 1, number 2. This is number 3. This is the one that's going to be taken from the back side. Oh, not for kids. Okay. So there's my F2 join. There's that 3rd one. Kind of sits like a hat. Twist it. And then, twist it, and then 1, 2, 3. And then go through those 2. You're not going under the twisted stitch again. The twisted stitch, once you've done it, you just take it out of the way. Then there's a connection. I'm starting to pick it up automatically now. I've been doing it enough. Twist. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going over your twisted stitch and under those 2. It's tricky for me to try to keep both loops on the thumb. I don't know why I do that. Even when I'm doing finish 2 plus 2, I tend to just do this. I don't know why. But I always have to tighten it to my thumb because, I mean, you don't have to. You can work it flat, but if I tighten it to my thumb, then at least I know my stitch heights are going to be the same. If I don't tighten to my thumb, then my rows will look kind of wonky. There's the third loop. So how I've been doing it, I don't know why. Again, this is how I've been doing it, but it's the same result. And then these two. I did a bad. I just bought more Warhammer terrain. Albert bought more Warhammer terrain, Karl. What do we think about that?
That is a good investment.
He says that is a good investment. You're among your people there. Oops. I'm hoping we can get teenagers to paint Karl's figures. How's your stash busting going, Karl?
No progress.
No progress. Sorry. My stash busting, I've nearly finished Karl's hat. That was the new yarn that I bought, but I haven't done anything since last week. This is the one that's in Faubourg stitch. Will look kind of like a Nissa hat, a Blåfjell hat. But it's actually inside out. Let's see. So that one is nearly done. I have this much blue left, which isn't as much as it looks like because it's kind of thicker. So I will either finish it or, because he's gonna have a rim that he can roll up. So I'll either finish it and have nothing left, or just enough left, or I will have enough to maybe lose this yarn with it. This isn't part of my stash busting, but it is a different Noro yarn. This is Noro Secret Garden. This is Noro what is it called? Madeira? Wabi Sabi. Madara is this one, but they're similar enough in thicknesses that I could work them together a bit to try to use up whatever's left, because I think I'll use almost all of it, but not all of it. But I will definitely have enough to finish that hat off. But I had to try it. 400 kroner yarn. Jesus. Okay, and then nearly done with the Mommen hat. Just have to finish that one off. I've got Carla. You're annoying. Yeah. My work is out of reach behind me. Nope, fell behind me. Hang on. Anyway, oops, we're going upwards here. Carla's running around being a nut job. But I have the hat done. Oh, Karl has served food. I've got the hat done in the Faubourg stitch, which is the twin. You can just put it right there. And I'll hold it in a second here. All right. I'm going to put this here. Easier to see. Oh, we're getting sick again on my phone here because it's turning the wrong way every time. I bet my family's cat would be a saint to Karla. Oh yeah, I hope so. There you go. So this is Kjøttkaker, but it does look like Kjøttboller because usually potatoes aren't usually bigger than the Kjøttkaker, the meat cakes. And then there's the mushy peas. And here's the, so you can see it's thick enough and it's not quite round. It's more oval shaped than round. That part is correct, but it's usually twice this size. But that would be a Kjøttkaker. And then, whoa, we're going to spill on my couch. Not allowed to do that. Might need a wet wipe. All right, we'll put that there. I don't. You can bring a towel, though. Oh, it's not bad. It's just a little spot. Tastes good. Anyway. Okay, we'll put this back down. Now, if there's a towel in the drawer, I'll just wipe it off the couch. And the spray bottle that's next to the refrigerator. Yum. It does taste good. I mean, obviously, there's much better. Homemade would be better. It is akin to eating airplane food. Not all airplane food is bad. Might be right up there with hospital food. But it's definitely edible. But we do actually like having the microwave food on hand every once in a while so that Karl can cook too. No, no, because sometimes you need food done quickly. My hair is all messed up now. I can show some more of that stitching later, but there's food on the table, and it's one thing to spill on my couch, but it's another to spill on my needle binding. Cannot do that. Let's see, this is really bright light now. No, it's not bad. I did get the balls of sulka started to make a spiral hat. This is spiral, so there's two of them there. You can see that started. This is also a stitch, and they're spiraling around each other. And then I just do a little. I only had a little bit of the white, so then I attached blue. So now there's technically two blues spiraling around each other. And then I'll work in a little bit more of the white. I have this little ball of white I got to use up, but it's not enough to make a whole hat. But I do have enough blue, almost, maybe I get some more white in there, or put some gray in there. This isn't enough for a whole hat, but I have a little more of this blue somewhere. But those are when I was showing those pointy hats to do with leftover yarn, if you only have little bits, this is a good way to do it. But the reason I spiraled it is so that the white, one, looks like a spiral, but two, so that I wanted there to be some space between the color change there on the height-wise. So if that made sense. If it was, I didn't want my rows to be 2 rows thick. Or my spirals to be 2 rows thick. This one is done similarly, but I used a shorter string. So this is not spiraled. This is just once around. But here I just used yarn that wasn't lengths that weren't quite enough to go all the way around. But where they end up is pretty random. But it's because I had a lot of the white and I didn't have so much blue left. But I will, it looks like, have enough of this left that I might be able to make some wrist warmers or something small, maybe a pouch. So I have to use that up. Let's see, my stash got buried under a blanket. Here is the bag. So, mirrored, but this is the Faubourg one that's done, and this is the Oslo one. I mean, the Mammen one, which is almost done. If you see, it only has a little bit more to go. But I will have yarn left over. But this was, I wanted to see the difference between Faubourg and Mammen, and almost, I would have thought Mammen would have been more dense, but it almost looks like the Faubourg is slightly more, this is Faubourg, is slightly more dense. Of course, you're seeing it in the mirror mode right now. But if I had held it up to a light, maybe I'll try that. Because I wanted to see what the differences were between Faubourg and Mammen. Bright light, okay. This is Faubourg, if I can hold it out. Kind of, you can see through it anyway. And then Mammen, in this, the yarn could be thicker too. But I haven't quite figured out, if I hold it up side by side here, which is Mammen, Faubourg, which is more dense. They are both the same amount of loops. Maybe Ingla's got a say on that one. I almost want to think the Faubourg is slightly looser than the Mammen. Difference is Mammen has 2 loops behind your thumb and 1 in the front. This one has 2 loops in front of your thumb and you take 1 loop behind. Otherwise, they're pretty much related. Let's see. Turn it back. Because I've got, there we go. Catch up with some chat here too while I eat my food. No, let's see. Otherwise, I need to make more pouches, but I haven't gotten much further than what I showed last week. Except I've been working on that Karbenning stitch, and I really do like that. No, not really much further. Carla! Hey, come here. I spilled food on the couch. You can lick it up. Come here. Carla. Yeah. Do you want to lick my plate? That didn't sound good. There she is. Okay, I gotta catch up on chat here while she keeps calm. You should make Karl a hat in elf colors for Christmas. Oh, I could. That'd be very American. This one, oh, so they have the red nisses and the blue nisses. Nissa is basically like an elf or a Santa, however you want to call it. But The redness, I don't know. The Blofeldnesses, they come out at, they have to be in before the night falls, I believe. And they can only come out when the sky is blue, which is basically the blue hour between dusk and dawn. The rednesses, they're up to no good. They're in their farms. They're in in the barns. They live at Torben's house, basically. And if you don't leave them a little bowl of grøt, like oatmeal, or porridge outside your door on the doorstep there, they will do little mischievous things in your house, and you won't know. Maybe you lose your car keys, or maybe you didn't actually lose them. But the blue fjell ones, these are the bluenesses. They're the ones that can only come out during the blue hour. And they have hats like it's a little bit better when you don't have a bun in your hair. But anyway, the idea is that we'll have a little brim where he can fold it up a bit. So twilight hour, thank you. Nolvia knows that's when the bluenesses come out. Then there are the graynesses. The graynesses, are they all old people? They might be. But the bluenesses, I gotta get Karl to tell this story. But Torben would know. He's got kids right now, so he read all this. I don't know if the graynesses are only old people. Then there's the greennesses. Mosatusi is one of them, which is Carla. Hey, you're annoying. They live in the moss. What other nisses do you have? Norway has to answer on this one. But yeah, so I could do, if I did the elf colors, then he would definitely be an American Santa. An American elf. They use red and green. And then they have the big elf ears on the bottom. All right, I need to eat one of these. It looks good. And maybe she'll be happy. Kjøttkaker, yeah. That's the inside of it. So what's in here? Lips and assholes? Mostly, he says. It's good, though, for microwave food. Maybe better than airplane food. Gonna have to catch up on chat. Oh, what did Albert do? Torben says, Albert, you didn't do bad. You just did a happy little mistake. I gotta read. Oh, on the buying the Warhammer things, more land. Nikki says, I may try this ditch, but it's summer here, so NB isn't that good when it's hot. Oh, Nalbinding isn't that good when it's hot. I'm remaking socks in Telemark. Yep, now the Australians and the New Zealanders come to Norway. We start seeing more and more of them today. Where were the people from today, though, Karl? It was like a K-pop band was in there or something.
I don't know exactly.
No, but they were, I don't know if they were Korean or...
They were actually a K-pop band. That would have to be Korean, but...
No.
I think that's what they were. I think they were rich people who liked...
Very rich people from some Asian country anyway, but... walking around in Prada and Gucci, and they looked absolutely wonderful. And Liga says, you know, they were looking at me and this other girl that were Viking there, and they looked at us as if we literally came out of a cave. But compared to them, they probably did. And they actually did ask Runa if that was a real fire. So these are definitely city folk that were here, but they were the most beautiful outdoor winter wear you could ever find. And there was so much white, I was afraid they would get dirty in our village. But they were very well put together, and they probably are more financially sound than I am. Come here. Come here. Karl?
Yes.
Control the cat! Oh, yeah, Albert had said I had just bought a more Warhammer terrain while my pile is growing, and that's the happy little mistake, according to Torben. Our hospital food here is amazing, said Annette. Really, it's been a long time since I've had hospital food. But when I was in the hospital C-section, kids, 16 years ago, I had bread with brown cheese and butter pretty much every day. I can't remember what else we ate. I think I was probably trying to sleep because babies and twins. Come here. I call the Fjordland the worker food. I call Fjordland the worker food with Chef Mike. How's Chef Mike?
I like Fjordland. I just think the portions are too small generally.
The portions are small. This one's actually pretty decent.
And when somebody
This
like
size.
me complain about it, then they should take it into account because most people eat more than me.
I agree. Told the lady. I gotta go fast. Question. The age-old fire question, said Albert. Faubourg is more regular, said Perota on the stitch. Yeah, maybe that could be. I was so used to doing the Mama stitch, I hardly ever do the Faubourg stitch. So I didn't think I would like the Faubourg look more than the Mama one, but I might have. I don't know. Jury's still out, but I haven't quite changed my mind. I want to try it with a slightly dense or a slightly thicker yarn, so it's a little bit more dense, and then maybe. But I was surprised anyway. I can't be so close-minded about Faubourg. I might actually like that one more, or at least as much. It's not as. I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I would, because I'm so used to having the one loop on the thumb instead of two. So, for speed. Prude also said if they had any idea how expensive Viking kit is, they wouldn't wrinkle their noses at it. No, they weren't necessarily wrinkling their noses at it. I think they were just awestruck that it was so different. I mean, because it was like night and day. I mean, they had their. It was like, I mean, there was nothing but name brand on them, and I don't know how they were so clean and white and puffy, puffer jackets. But
they were also very shiny. They had golden.
Yeah, they had a lot of shiny on them too. Yeah, little glints here and there and bling.
But the tourists are not spread evenly throughout the day.
No,
so
I wasn't in the village much today, so I only walked through.
I had about 25 people on 11 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
Then I had 2 on 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then Liga had about 10 on 1 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And these people, I think, they came in on, I think they followed Liga's tour, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it was Liga who, I think she said Rune had them, I thought, but.
That's possible, but they were hanging around in the village quite a while.
It was quite a large group of them, but I don't know if they were all together or if they all just happened to be going in the same direction at the same time. Because they were pretty spread out in the village. They didn't walk around in like a little cluster.
They were almost uniformed, so I'm sure they were together.
Yeah.
But
I know there were 9 that came together, but anyway, their clothes were absolutely beautiful, and they're much smaller than me, so they look so cute. But
no, it's
but there was so much white clothing. I thought I didn't get the memo.
No, it's
white winter wear.
You see this type of people come to the village with what looks like the first day you're using your new clothes.
Really nice people, by the way.
And that is probably true, and I can probably afford it. So.
But if they are coming from that much more of a tropical climate, or at least much warmer than here anyway, then they probably spent a good chunk, or at least factored it into their vacation spending, that they're going to need a lot of bubble wear.
No, but with the exception
puffer
of the Swedish
jacket.
foreigners that show up in the Viking village, they are not average people from their country.
No.
They are, with the exception of the occasional hiker, they are like the absolute upper class in their society.
There was one guy, and this guy spoke Norwegian, but he almost looked like he was, the one. Yeah, I could have swore he was like a monk from Tibet or something, and he came in this kind of a brown robe type thing anyway, so it looked like very custom to a different area. But I was surprised at how thick it was. I mean, it was like a walking around with a duvet on.
He was commenting
Carla.
about it. He spoke a little bit to me and Renee.
I just realized you don't have a microphone.
He was pointing at it and he said, "This is both Arab and Viking.
Well,
Maybe they will think I'm a Viking."
yeah, that was it, because it wasn't. I didn't know what it was. It was a little on the Arabic hint, but I wouldn't have called it.
It's a kaftan of some sort.
It was a kaftan, yeah.
And
it looks silk.
It looked like something that somebody would wear in the Viking Age,
Yeah.
but probably not a Viking.
It did. Be warned, Siamese cats love riding on shoulders. The shoulder thing I can handle. I taught my cats to do that. I taught my kids to do that too. But no, I taught my cats to do that because we had to take them to a market when they were, I think about 6 weeks old. So in order for them to feel safe, I was supposed to get the cats after the market, but we had to take the cats before it because the person who we were getting them from it didn't work out. So I had to take them earlier anyway, but we had taught them, little kittens, these tiny little kittens, to sit on the top of our shoulders, and you had the leash on them in addition, in case, you know, so they don't fall and run off. But they, ever since then, they've always been on the shoulders.
Yeah. No, all three cats love jumping on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm wearing this, it's fine. But with the exception of Karla, Karla is actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But the other two don't really care if I'm wearing a thin t-shirt, nothing at all, or
No.
this. They will just chuck their clothes in and then hoist themselves up. And considering that Silly weighs at least 3 times as much as Karla, that's not necessarily fun when I've just woken up, walking around in a dark living room, barebuttedly, and I all of a sudden have a cat attached to my back.
Barebuttedly. It's a good... You know what? Okay, Runa, Heidi's here. Runa had, her brother had one of the best comments ever. When I look for a house, I need to know that it is far enough out there that I can stand out on my porch and take a pee and no one will know. We're almost at that level here. At least enough where Karl can walk around bare-butted in the neighborhood. That's a sight to be seen, by the way. Around the living room, and nobody can see it because the window's on the first. It's like on the mountainside, so you would have to like jump on a trampoline to try to see through the first floor windows on this side.
No, I could just climb the mountains right across from us.
Yeah, but they'd be like way over there, and then they need binoculars because
Yeah.
your butt is small. And then let's see, there's some more in here. Yeah, Karl needs his microphone. No, I missed that one. I didn't even realize I sat him down without it. I told a lady at a market, says Albert, who is a Oslo snob, that my whole kit cost me more than yours. You know, I'm not wrong, though, because they have to be pretty much hand-sewn. Although now you're able to find more and more that you can buy, but you might not be getting the right thing. So I tell the Freeman, especially the new ones or the new applicants, if you're not sure, or if you're considering buying something online, just send me the link and I'll check it and I'll let you know. It might be that the tunic is okay, but the band needs to be changed. It might be that the whole thing is okay, and it might be the whole thing is extremely fantasy and not worth spending money. But we're getting more and more, as we get more and more Viking people, we also get more and more Viking people who have made enough kit for themselves and are now making for sale too. So you can, but it'll cost you. We have them in the store, a couple of dresses. We have a tunic that's 4,000 kroner, dresses that are 4,000 kroner. Which is a lot, but if you take into consideration the materials are maybe 100%, well, they are 100% wool, but they are also plant dyed. Some of them are hand woven. Then they have hand woven tablet weaving on them. They have embroidery on them, but their whole things are completely hand sewn. Otherwise, most dresses and tunics and things come anywhere between 1,500 and 2,500 for machine sewed, depending on material.
Karla?
But I think the most expensive dress we have in the store is probably about 4,300 right now. And then there's a tunic for 4,200. The tunic is a Viborg tunic. Karl has the blue one of it. It used to be mine. Then I ate too much, and now it's his. But that is the Viborg tunic has like 26 pieces of it, all hand sewn, linen, 100% linen. Karl, you are not controlling the cat.
Come.
Well, Nikki says, well, if they are branded with Freya and Thor, they will be the Gucci of Viking. I like that. Potatoes. How are your Kjøttkaker?
It's good.
Do they feel like shirt bullet or Kjøttkaker? Meatball or meat cake?
No, these are Kjøttkaker.
Yeah. There is a slight difference in taste. I don't know what it is. Is it because they're soaking in a brown sauce usually, or is it...
I can only speculate. But I think maybe the Norwegians use more rougher flour than the Swedish do.
Maybe, yeah. But no, I mean, just you have Kjøttboller, but the Norwegian Kjøttboller and the Norwegian Kjøttkaker, there's, for some reason, the Kjøttkaker, they do taste a little different. They're a little bit more squishy, if you can say that, but not squishy.
No, but a Norwegian kjøttbolle is like somebody trying to be Swedish.
That's usually just hamburger, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Maybe.
you turn them into 10 tiny Swedish balls instead of doing something sensible with them.
Viborg is hard to make, says Albert. Yeah, that's why it is more expensive. Whereas we would have a regular tunic machine sewed out of linen, which might be 1,500, might be 1,800. I'm not sure, depending. The price of linen went up big time the last couple of years. There's more fat in Kjøttkaker than in boller, says Albert. So there you go, back to your skinny Swedish shirt bowler and the big fat. That makes sense though, because it has more of a different taste.
Yeah, but we are also bigger and stronger than the Swedish, so obviously we need more nutrition.
Novia says, I keep picturing Winnie the Pooh and Donald Duck when you're talking about your dinner. Pooh. I think I sound like a Teletubby there.
Are you planning to steal human food?
Well, she's trying to. She's a thief.
You know that's the one thing that doesn't make any fun.
Look at her with the paws just sticking out like that, though. She'll do it again, though. I mean, yesterday we had to put a lid on the chicken. We had chicken drumsticks, and we had to put. When you finish the drumstick, you have the bone, so we put the bone in a dish anyway. And she kept coming up and trying to paw it off it, so we had to put a lid over it to get. Well, she's pretty quick.
Well, she will absolutely steal things off your plate.
Yeah, I know she does.
This is one thing that is very impressive with Fussy and Silly.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Silly steal things maybe twice.
Yeah. No,
He stole a piece of sushi from Cecilia many years ago.
Oh yeah, no, he can't withstand sushi. That temptation's too high. But no, they're pretty good because I was pretty good at knocking them off the table anytime. So then they learned. But then I don't think they ever developed a taste for it. But this one learned from your father that it was okay to just join him on the table. Okay, his father was not on the table, but the cat was on the table while he was eating his food, and he would just give her some all the time. So I think she got spoiled. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, Albert says, referring to the lady who he said that the Oslo snob that he told that his whole kit cost more than hers. He said she I just lost it again. Anyway, that she was happy when he broke it down for us. I think, yeah. Oh, she wasn't happy when I broke it down for her. Wasn't happy. Oh no. Also about the lady, maybe she can try the mom and stitch. Oh, about yeah, maybe. I'm actually making a hat in finish 2+2 F2 in the round in pumpkin spice orange color. Oh, I love that color. We had a lot of pumpkin this week, by the way. We got the last batch of pumpkins at the grocery store and made pumpkin soup. And then talked to my kids, and yep, they like it as well. So I had to make another batch and freeze it. And now I think we're out of pumpkins. But I don't think there are any more now. Anyway,
Western Norway is out of pumpkins.
I think Western Norway is out of pumpkin. They don't get much pumpkin here. Unless you live in Oslo, then you can go to Grønlandstorget, which is a very foreign district of Oslo. You've got more people from the bordering, or from the equatorial areas, and they tend to eat a lot more pumpkin. So then you get all kinds of different pumpkins. The yellow ones, the big flat ones, the green ones. Do not kill my couch. Let's see, what else do we have in here? But yeah, finish 2+2 F2. That was usually my go-to for a thinner yarn. It would work with this yarn, but it might be a little on the. It's a lot thinner. The outcome, it's dense, but it's thinner than this Karbenning one. I hid it from my food. Yeah. No, I was really impressed at how thick this was, how dense it was. I can see if Lukas made a bag out of this one, the Diddy bag I think he said was out of Karbenning stitch, this would make an awesome bag. You should almost have a dice bag with this, because the dice bag, we found out what happens if I make a dice. I made a dice bag, a little bit thicker yarn, finished 2+2 actually, that one was. And it was a cute little bag at first, and then it just got longer and longer. And now when I swing it, it looks a little bit like the ocarinas on the wall over there.
That's very often true for bags.
If you see them there. No, because Nalbinding stretches lengthwise.
Oh, she likes that.
And she likes the brown sauce, as long as she eats it on the floor and not on the table. But yeah, no, it stretches lengthwise. So, but this one I think could actually. This is dense enough. I think it actually could withstand it a bit. So this one might be a. What do you think of the colors? It's very happy, rainbow bright. I think.
Yeah, it gives me Jamaica vibes.
Jamaica. It gives me very rainbow. I don't know. It's like a dark rainbow bright or something. Punky Brewster. Maybe. If you remember Punky Brewster.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, no, like the 80s. This is like 80s.
Mm.
Maybe it is Rainbow Bright anyway, that she had like these darker colors anyway, and it kind of reminds me of that. But I do have a bunch of these. I take all the different blues and mix them together so that they kind of do different shades of blues, or maybe the reds or something. But
What are we doing now?
licking and whining at the same time. I don't know if you could hear her. No, but anyway, what do you think about a dice bag with that?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I'd make it into a bag. I thought it was too dense to make as a wrist warmer. I mean, it would be like, you could chop wood with these things. They're so dense. The safety gloves. But then I realized it might be the same size for my egg mold here. So Easter candy will sometimes come in a little egg like this anyway. And then what are you going to do with the damn egg? So I make Easter eggs out of them. And I realized this one, it kind of, well, normally I would tape it shut first, but it might be just the right fit if I want to make an egg out of it. I don't know. But it is just a little loose here that if I hold it tight like this is fine. But then I'm trying to turn this stitch on the egg would be without you, because you can't put your thumb on. You can barely fit your thumb when trying to do it. So you have to like do each stitch in two movements. You have to like pull the yarn through this way and then this way when working on around the egg. But it could work. But if I don't have it really tight up at the top, it'll pop down at the bottom.
What I can't unsee right now is a Jamaican bra for some kind of Rastafarian lady.
Not for kids. Not. Happy Rastafarian lady? 53-year-old Rastafarian Norwegian. No, so I don't know. I mean, it could be. Let's see. I expanded my stash again, says Torben. Bought the Necron Royal Court, but now I'm on a 40% sick leave. So I got some time on my hands. Not for kids, by the way, says Albert. NFK, we all know what that means now.
Yeah.
So, Jamaican boobs, Torben, that's what you could be doing with your 40% sick leave. Rastafarian Karbenning boobs. I don't know, but if I have it as a bag, I wouldn't keep it because it's not my favorite colors, but I really, 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 really like the texture of it and the density of it. This thing is solid. But yeah, I don't know. To try to work this part while the egg, then it has to stay on the egg because it's getting smaller and smaller, and you won't be able to get the egg in there anymore. To try to needle bind it while holding your thumb on the egg would be kind of tricky on this one, so I don't know if I would do that.
I think we'll leave the Viking bikini business to Vemund and Holger.
Vemund and Holger. Explain Viking bikini for Vemund and Holger to those who don't know.
Yeah, Vemund was making this
Who's
chain.
Vemund?
He's a friend of me and Torben from Sogndal.
Yep.
He used to come here a lot as a Viking. And he was making these chainmail bikinis. Then Holger says it and basically goes, yes, that's a good idea. I can make a simpler one. And then he takes one seashell and he makes a contraption of leather strings that basically places the seashell in the strategic location of the breast. And bikini done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he ever got anybody to model it.
Oh, he probably did.
He probably did, yeah.
In theory, stash busting my fiber, says Nikki, and I'm just going to weigh everything I make this month. This month, summer, and that is how much I stash busted. I never actually got around to weighing the stash, but I have these balls that I want to use up. And then I misplaced one of them. So that's, I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it this week. I don't know what I did. Placed it somewhere stupid. So I swapped it out with the sulka yarn that I have a little left of.
Cool.
And see if that works. But this wasn't part of my stash busting. It just snuck in there because I needed a thinner yarn. So there you go. I'll be overdoing the stash busting thing. But there are certain projects I actually want to finish off. I still haven't finished the mohair one. That's on my list of things I need to finish. This actually wasn't originally the part of the stash busting I picked either, but then I decided I needed to. We had a good conversation about mohair, so I had to do mohair, but that's fast moving. This is Oslo stitch. And then this guy I wanted to finish too. I found, I don't know what I was doing. Oslo stitch. And I don't have any more of this yarn in any other color whatsoever. This is some secondhand shop yarn. But I made, she's doing it again. Blah, 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 blah. But I liked the hats that I made out of it, and I would buy this yarn in a heartbeat if I could find it. Couldn't find it. But I didn't realize I had a started hat and finish it, so this is on my... I'm going to finish this thing. Hello, kitty. Amrita's crochet. Well, one is over there, one is over... They're all getting far away from her, but... Control the cat.
I believe
Zilly's over there in the Warhammer box that you're supposed to be assembling.
Yeah, right.
Did you hear that, Torben? You buy Warhammer boxes here, and then you just take the lid off of it, and then it's a cat bed. Kill him now.
This is true.
Come here, Carla. Say hello to Amrita.
I have ambitions.
See you, Lindsay.
Not stash busting wise, because I don't see myself
Karin still got her... Oh, Karin still has her
actually
chain
doing
mask.
it anytime soon. But the Rekka team, the kill team of Orc Rekka boys, that I have ambitions of getting finished before the end of January at least.
That would be good. Well, you got off during... We have off during Christmas. We're just not really going anywhere. We'll take the kids on a day trip or two to Bergen. But other than that, we're home, but we're not working.
Because I have no less than 3 units of commandos. But the Rekka boys are based and put together. And I didn't bother with the paint first, put together after strategy with them. So some of them are going to be kind of tricky to paint because they are holding really big guns. But if I can't see it, nobody else can see it either, so it can just stay black.
Peruta says, I liked the way this read at first. It took me a second. I used to have a car that would shit in open suitcases, and I'm thinking... And then she corrected it to cat. I'm like, that makes more sense.
It does.
No, we have been very fortunate that. I mean, they are a little bit condorish, and they have a tendency to puke everywhere.
Our cats are pretty good at not pooping outside of the sandbox. The problem is if they find 3 grains of sand on the floor, they go, fuck it, close enough, and poop.
Oh, by the way, while I've got Ingela here, and I don't have Andecker here, but anyway, we have been approved finally to be able to plan a Nalbinding festival in Gudvangen in 2026. We don't know exactly when it's going to be yet. We've invited Ingela, no pressure, and Andecker to come and hold lectures. And they are very geared up about that. Yay! And maybe we get one more lecturer. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the budget goes, because we're only in the talks of it right now. But it is approved to go ahead. We will look at those 2 and say when works for you. It has to be a winter month, and then we start planning. So there's a lot of ideas. We have a lot of Vikings that want to come for this one. So we would do the idea that we will have it because it's a Viking village and it is open for regular customers during the day, the tourists. And then we are open only until 2 o'clock in the winter. But at least they don't have to. We can use the hall, the main hall, to hold lectures and things and workshops. Because there won't be any cruise ships dining in there at the time.
She's talking about Heidrun.
Heidrun is the hall. It's not the chieftain hall, but the big hall.
Yeah.
The one with the heat coming through the floor, because the people who eat their cruise ship food in there don't like freezing. Yeah? Did I say that right? Okay. No, not the chieftain's hall, but the big hall. This one has a projector screen and everything. Then we will have, when the village is open between 10:30 and 2, then we will have we can have stalls throughout the Viking village as we normally would have. And then at 2 o'clock, normal people would go, but the people that are here specifically for the festival can buy maybe it'll be like 100 kroner more anyway, and then they can stay until 6 o'clock, which is after closing. But then we would all move into the warm hall with the heating. They could bring their sails in there. In this type, at that time of the day, things wouldn't have to be 100% Viking either. That means if you made a null-bound Christmas tree ornament or a sweater, that would be the time we could bring them out. We could bring out the modern things there. We can bring out books instead of just in the store. We could have other books there too. And then I thought, we also need to have a yarn swap. I can't be the only one with way too much yarn stash. And there are some stash other people have that they don't want anymore that I would absolutely love to have. And my stash is some of it I don't want, and other people think, wow, I want that. So everybody looks for different things anyway. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a yarn swap in there as well, where you basically dump your stash on a table and you can trade it with somebody else for some yarn, or you can get rid of it for whatever reason.
You do understand that if you trade yarn for yarn, your stash isn't getting any
But
smaller.
I'm getting different yarn. It's like trading orcs for necrons, and you decide you did.
Why would anybody want to do that?
Torben might. He doesn't want the orcs. You want orcs, but you don't want necrons, and he wants necrons.
Yes, but I solved that problem by not buying any necrons to begin with.
But see, that's how you would do it. Yeah, maybe, but sometimes you just end up with a necron that you didn't want. Maybe he's got an orc that just jumped into his basket for some stupid reason. He doesn't know why, and he wants to get rid of it. So he can bring his orc, and you can bring your necron, and you can swap. Just not at the needle binding festival, because that has nothing to do with all binding. But yeah, so we thought we'd have to have a yarn swap as well while we're there. And then, of course, we'd open up the cafe, so we would have some stew that people could buy, etc. If they're Viking, they can register and stay in the village. It is cold at that time, but we do have a hotel just across the river with a short distance walking away. That's not free, but it's warm, and you guys could share rooms, that kind of thing. What cruise ship brands make port in Gudvangen? None of them now, but they can come to close.
No cruise ships go. Well, some go into the fjord and put people off on tedderers, or what they call the small boats.
Yep.
The only
Tenders, yeah.
thing that comes close to a cruise ship that actually docks in Gudvangen would be Lykkepær and
2 a.m., 1
the
a.m.
other
Wow.
one.
Yeah?
But they are tiny. Because Gudvangen doesn't really have a port. The port is in Flåm.
Yeah, no, it's UNESCO listed, so the cruise ships,
Yeah, that doesn't really make that applies to Flåm too.
yeah.
And it's a matter of the logistics of having a enormous ship docking.
Yeah. It's
Just
very
doesn't
narrow
work
in the fjord too.
Some of them would have trouble turning around in the fjord. Most of them.
Well, I've seen some ships trying to turn around in the fjord, and they take up the whole damn fjord. You wouldn't be able. I mean, the regular ferry would come, and it wouldn't be able to get around it. So it's that narrow. Or in some of those cruise ships are that big, actually. Anyway, but it's. But the emissions they were having a problem with as well. So now they can come as close to Flåm, which is one ferry boat right away.
Problem. It's basically a legal thing. They want to go down to zero emissions. Then you're talking about mostly carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
By what year was that? 2030?
Yeah, I think so.
So they are moving the bar higher and higher up to zero.
Yeah.
So from 2030 onward, it would be just electric.
Ingela is all excited about the yarn swap idea. So there you go. Bring a suitcase of yarn and get rid of it, and you either add more to your suitcase or you have more space in your suitcase. I don't know. Somebody, like, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. So maybe I'm tired of looking at mohair yarn and someone else goes, oh, I can't find mohair anymore because you had to buy it when it was in 20 years ago. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, so I thought we had to do a yarn swap. I think that would be a good idea, and that would get the local people as well. Because you have Husflidslags, which is the cultural clubs for handcrafts in the area too, that would absolutely like to see the Nalbinding. And when you live this close to a Viking village, as they do, they're maybe tired of Vikings, but they'd like to see the Nalbinding. So it'd be nice to be able to show the modern things and, again, the yarn swaps and other things. There's a couple. Ingela, I need your input on this one. Okay, so there's a couple of vendors that we could call in for this. Not too many because it's got to be on theme. But yeah, we could have Killesvåg, for example, the yarn company, if they want to sell some of their yarn there. We have local farmers who have hand-spun wool, Vikings who have plant-dyed wool. They'd like to bring and show their yarn. We would have people who make needles who would like to. Southern Runa, for example, makes needles, so he could make needle binding implements. Not just needles. You could also make nurstepinner, if you know what those are. It's a stick that you wind. You can make a center pull ball of yarn with one of those sticks. But anyway, or even some spinning things, because you need to spin to make your yarn to needle bind with, for example. But any little kind of notions, they could be coming there and sell it. So okay, so you got people that are making needles and nulstepinner and some heddles or whatever, not heddles. I suddenly lost the name of it, but the nitty knotties, so that you can wrap your yarn with it, things like that. And then you get people who make yarn and could sell that. But we also have a really good neighbor in Flom. I would absolutely love to have them there, and I've got to think, Ingela, it's Eger Brewery. I'm sure they would come, but how do we tie in beer with Nalbinding? Because I think it would be absolutely fun if Eger Brewery could come with their special beers.
Make a competition out of it.
But we need to make it work together, and I know Ingela could see this, maybe beer and wine and needle binding. I mean,
Make a competition out of it.
Make a competition?
You make 2 rows.
Yeah.
Then you drink 1 beer as quickly as you can. Then you make 2 more rows. The person with the longest product at the end of the night wins.
Yeah.
Or loses, depending on how you define it.
You could do something, but it doesn't have to be. No, we just need to have a reason for them to have a booth. A booth here. It has to be somehow related to Nalbinding to qualify. So.
I would say that anything that reduces your eye-hand coordination is not really...
No, but Nalbinding and beer, that could be, we do it every week. He has the beer and I have the Nalbinding.
You could have it like some kind of husband parking.
Oh yeah, Papa parking and Daddy parking and husband parking. That would work, except for we have a lot of men that do needle binding too. You got Max, you got Radisby, you got Lukas.
Yeah, and then you have people who are willing to try to combine.
Yeah. By next year, Karl can needle bind it, and you can have your connection. There you go. I know Jenny Eriksson always will have a beer or wine with her needle binding. Red wine and white yarn does not go well together, but I think we'd have to be able to work that one in. But we'd have to think, and things that are related to needle binding anyway. We can invite some vendors coming. Ingela says, sure, there were null-bound hop sieves in Norway for beer brewing. Yeah.
What?
Hop sieves, like milk. You could do like a milk strainer, for example. There was one that was null-bound out of horsehair from back in the day. Maybe they had a sieve for the hops that could be needle-bound with horsehair.
That is entirely possible.
Maybe cow butt hair. Kurumpor, that's actually tail, but the way it sounds like a butt.
I talked to the crazy lady who makes the shoes with those inlays of...
Oh, you did, yeah.
Cow butt hair.
Cow butt hair. Kurumpor is what they call it, but it's... You can make these... There's a tradition where they make these soles, or these slipper kind of things with soles out of the hair that comes from a cow's tail, but if you're learning Norwegian and you see ku and rumpa and hår, you see cow, butt, hair. I'm not thinking of the tail.
I think you are wrong about this. I think this hair is actually from around the butthole of the cow.
It could be. I don't know why that's a dying craft, but it's a red-listed craft. You need food vendors. Actually, we don't need a food vendor because our boss owns the hotel restaurant right on the other side of the river, and so they have a modern kitchen that is put into a big Viking grindekjøkken or whatever, grindehouse. Yeah. And they hide as much as they can from it, but they cater the cruise ships that come to visit. So we kind of like have these package deals where they can come and get guiding and do activities, etc. But they can also have a food option that we do in connection with the hotel restaurant over there. So what they would do is they would serve maybe like a 1-dish meal, like soup, stew. Obviously, we'd allow coffee, toddy, teas, because it is going to get cold. But they can also set it up like a buffet, and you can kind of pick up and then just pay at the end of the line kind of thing. So the food vendor thing we'd absolutely have. That'd be okay. You'll need a band. We got Runa and Louisa. They can play on the jaw harp for us. And then little Ula, the baby, can do the dancing. He starts coming into my office because I have music coming out of it. So he comes to visit me and then he does this. Audra, I just love all my yarn, says Anne. Let's see. Radisha says, I don't drink too much, but I would definitely buy some beer at a fun occasion like that. I think it'd be kind of fun. But yeah, because they're literally 2 tunnels away from us, but about
Yeah.
a 20-minute drive anyway. And it would be nice. They also have a very Viking theme as well.
Yeah, and we cooperate with them pretty well
We
because
sell their beer in the village, or not in the village, but in the shop now. But it
yeah,
just has to be.
and we are not really competing for the same tourists at the same time slot because when we close, there is still a couple of hours before they open.
Yeah.
So if the tourists are staying here and are looking for somewhere fun to go, I always recommend Eger.
And Aegir Brewery, if you haven't seen it, you have to look it up. Aegir is spelled Aegir. The AE is actually one letter, but if you spell it out Aegir, you'll see it. Brewery, and it's in Flom. Flom is spelled FLA with a circle over it, M, or you could just write it Flam, and you would find it, but it's pronounced Flom. But if you see the pictures of that brewery, it has an extreme Viking theme of it as well. So not only are their cans decorated in a very nice Viking cool theme, but the restaurant that they have as well in the brewery is almost looking like a stave church.
Yeah, it's like a fantasy stave church.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Sounds cool, but I can't drink any alcohol due to my meds and transplant. Nope, but I'm with you on that one. Not everyone would have to. You can just watch somebody else do it.
We're not going to
I
make...
need what Karl needs to do. Yeah, no, it's going to be a requirement. You're going to have to swap some yarn and drink some beer. I'm sorry, but no.
Holy
I can't have the beer. I'm allergic to beer. So, but it would be, I like the way their things look.
I have to really
True
watch
to rule
that
list.
because I all of a sudden had a cat in front of my face. So
Let's see. Pruda posted a link. Oh, we're getting a little low on battery too, so but it's about time to go anyway. Oh yeah, Pruda posted a link from the Ager Brew Pub or Flomsbrygge Hotel anyway, and you can do it if you just open up images. You can see it kind of has a stave church look about it, but it's really quite cool. But their theme and our theme go pretty much hand in hand. Torben says Ager makes gin as well, Karin.
they do.
Can they sell that though? I don't think they. I think they have to, by Norwegian laws, they can only serve it.
I am not entirely sure.
They
You
might be able to
need some
serve.
kind of special dispensation, but I don't think you can do that unless you have in monopoly. I think you can't possibly serve but not sell. But there,
Max, you'll just have to watch the rest of us make fools of ourselves instead. Your needle binding will be the best needle binding in the place, Max. No, they might be able to, I know they were able to give out tastes and stuff last time they were here when we had a Christmas market, but Christmas markets don't do so well in Gudvangen in the village because it's too dark. It's like pitch black. But this would be in the hall in the evening hours so we can see. And those who are participating in the market as far as staying in the village, etc., they can stay in that hall after closing time at 6 o'clock.
but at least as far as I understand, we
You can
have
only get in monopoles.
we have the paperwork to be allowed to both sell and serve beer. We just have to have certain people working that day.
Yeah, that's true. Because the Fjordtel can serve. They have a license to serve drinks as well. So
And if Ager sends people, then obviously those people
then
would
those
have it.
people would have a license to
would
sell.
have it too.
So they can serve, but they anyway. But the beer you would be able to buy
But
that. and take it
basically,
with you.
somebody with the correct. It's not really an education. It's like a 2-day course. But Norwegian laws about alcohol are pretty strict, and there has to be somebody responsible who knows these laws.
Yeah. They also make mead, honey beer, honey wine is what they call it anyway, mead. So that would be also quite fun.
Hey, buddy.
No, so anyway, so we have to find a way to make beer and mead and now gin apparently because of Torben, a part of needle binding. But yeah, I like your idea of husband parking. So wives and the men that are cool will be needle binding.
But
and then the Warhammer geeks will be sitting in their corner with their one little tray of Warhammer and their beer.
so this is going to be a needle binding and Warhammer festival now.
No, but what you bring to your own little section of the room is up to you. No, but needle binding anyway. So they're all getting together with the needle binding related things. And then, like I said, yeah, because it would be the lectures and things would be after regular closing. Then we can bring in the modern building. We would actually be able to show modern Nalbinding as well, like sweaters and toys, Christmas tree ornaments.
If you are going
Dice
with
bags. No.
authenticity.
Yeah.
I don't think you can push gin into the Viking Age.
No.
Uh,
But Torben would like it if you did. No, but so that's the thing. During opening hours, it'd have to be Viking in the village. But then at 2 o'clock, when the regular people leave and the people that are just here for the needle binding festival, that we could continue on and be more modern in there. Also, it would be hard to needle bind outside after 2 o'clock. It's too dark and cold. But the idea is to do it early November, I think, so that we get ahead of the Christmas markets.
Yeah, then it's not quite as bad as it is now.
No. Then there's pretty much maximum light we can get at this time of year anyway, and not as cold. But
now this part
needle
of the
binding
year,
and Warhammer, says Peruta. Hey, if you bring your Warhammer and sit quietly at that table over there while Ingela and Andecker and I have to talk, and one more person probably. But we have a lot of people that want to teach classes. One want to teach how to do needle binding for beginners. Ones want to show just how you make a sock. Different kind of things too. And so they could do workshops, but we might have to start that. I haven't quite figured out how to do, because to do a workshop and listen to a foredrag or a lecture, or to hold a lecture while somebody else is holding a workshop at the same time in the same room would be a bit annoying. So we might have to do the workshops in the village before too, and then they can just go and ask the person that was teaching them if they have a question here and there, and then have the lectures in the evening. But the reason I want Anne and Ingela, for example, to come and hold lectures is because they are very well known or versed in areas of needle binding that I'm not good at. One is historical finds, and the other one is Ingela has done a massive amount of work of experimental null binding, as where you would say, changing the connections and everything. She can make a gazillion different ways to make one stitch look different by connecting. She did a whole thing on it and could do even more.
On the historical bit,
so that you can take null binding and turn it into something unique to you. What? On the historical what?
On the historical bit, do you think we could convince the powers that be to pay the employees to follow the lecture?
They might, yeah. No, that's included. They can definitely.
Yeah, but basically that it is paid time for them.
That could be
Because
after 2
some
o'clock.
of them would do it anyway, but it would be great if
Oh,
all
but
of
why
them
wouldn't
did it.
she though? Because actually, I can't see why that wouldn't work. Because the lectures are after 2 o'clock, and in the winter you can either employees. We don't have very many winter employees, but our winter employees, they can either leave at 2 or they can continue to work on winter projects until 6 o'clock when we normally would be open in the summer, kind of thing. So you could definitely, while you're still on the clock, attend the lectures. So yeah, no, she's definitely going to go for that. I'm just going to go ahead and say yeah. But anyway, so the festival is approved. The only thing, we won't be able to announce the exact date until after the new year, because we're begging people to no, because I want specific people to be able to be there. They can do things that I can't, and it would be really nice to have a wide perspective and a more historical perspective, and yeah. So anyway, if Anne and Ingela, for example, can work it out, and like I said, we might get a third one in there. That's where the budget gets a little bit, we're not sure, but we're going full-blown educational, and it doesn't matter if we only have 2 guests or just a bunch of Vikings, or we get everybody. It doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway, because we want to get some more educational things going in the village. So it's a clear go. And then when I told my boss that her restaurant could serve stew, she's like, "Yay!" Anyway, but I think I'm running almost out of battery, so we should probably get going. So just last night I saw a video of deep fried pizza. That's a one-way ticket to Coronaryville. Oh my God, that would be so good though.
Project for next time.
Project for next? No, hell no. Anyway. But yeah, so that's my thought anyway. That's a loose idea on it. But I did actually, I had to mention out there about the yarn swap. So you have, if you want to attend to this thing, you have about a year to collect your yarn that you want to get rid of, figure out how to pack it into a suitcase and bring it. And yes, I would definitely think that you could just, you would have to bargain with the person at the table with their suitcase full of yarn and say, hey, do I have to give you another skein of yarn to trade for that, or can I just give you some silver coins? And as they were saying in there, one person at least said, silver coin good. But I think that would be a good idea. It would be a nice way for people to de-stash or to change their stash to something different. Roughly when were you thinking this would be?
Not
Hopefully,
like any of you ever de-stash in a meaningful way. You just restash.
I've had these for quite a long time. And look, I'm making a rainbow dice bag or an egg. I don't know what I'm making. But it's looking really cool. So roughly we're hoping for the early November because we're open 10 to 6 all the way through October 31st. And then on November 1st is when we switch to winter hours, which is 10 to 2 because it starts to get too dark. We're hoping for the first weekend in November, Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. Because then we would have the max amount of light that we could possibly get. It would be the warmest it would be for the winter season. And it would also be ahead of the Christmas markets. The Christmas markets start around the third week in November, and it just keeps right on going. I have to see. Oops. Det här är den humlesmeal jag tänkte på. This is the humlesmeal that she was talking about for a beer strainer. Hops strainer in the 5 technique from Hjartedal in Telemark. This is what Ingela just sent. We can do that. Okay, that's it. I'm asking Egger Brewery if they want to join. And if 4 or 5 people happen to show up with Warhammer, I'm pretty sure Karl will find a table for them. Maybe in a different building.
If you have 4 people with Warhammer, you don't need 2 tables. Take the number of people and divide it by 2 women.
I'm thinking nobody's in the boathouse after 2 o'clock.
I don't think a lot of people will come to this arrangement with their Warhammer things. I might be wrong, Albert, but
there are Albert would be here for both things. But then you've got Torben, who happens to be married. The mother of his children would love to see the needle binding. What's Torben gonna do? Let kids fall asleep on his arms, or go and say, "Hey,
drink
I
beer."
couldn't help but noticing you had an orc." So it could work anyway. If you bring them, they will come. You just do your thing over there. Yep, like you're coming for this stitching anyway. No, but it would be a Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. And then, of course, the Vikings that are checking into the village can always come early. That's no problem. So it's called a humlepung, says Torben. Girl, that looks perfect for Pride Month next year. Oh, you have some Pride family members. Maybe they need this for Christmas. Then maybe I have not done any Christmas shopping or preparing at all.
I think I buy normal bras, but I'm not sure.
Girl. No, it could be. Maybe I can do hops in it.
Look.
No, but it's looking quite cool. Yeah, no, they're gleaming over there, but I can't. By the time I turn the camera, they won't be.
They're actually wrestling.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Gleema. There's a reason I call it Gleema. They put their arms around each other and they flop each other to the floor, and then they, every once in a while, beat the crap out of each other. And the idea is for one person to be standing and fur everywhere. Okay, now we should probably get going because low battery and cold kjøttkaker. But there you go, Annette. This was for you guys. Microwavable kjøttkaker that are only half the size of what they're supposed to be. I've been wanting to check out events and stuff, says Radisby, that I can do for my vacation, and combining it with needle binding would be perfect. Yeah, so we have to get a few ducks in the row, but it's looking pretty good. That it'll probably be the first weekend. I think it's like 7th and 8th of November. But we will post it out on the Viking Valley Facebook and probably Instagram. Eloise will get it posted out on there as soon as we have everything sorted. But that's what we're aiming for anyway. So I will come for the beer and gin. No orcs, says Torben. Is that okay? What if a Necron slid across the table? Would that be okay?
You are the one who wants to try to turn this into a Warhammer event.
No, I'm busy. I have to do a lecture too. We have to have a Gudvangen represent doing one too, so I have to do a lecture too. But Mine will probably be practical use or something. I don't know what the hell. Whatever we have a weakness in. We got a lot of people that can participate. So
To put it like that, if you get a lot of husbands and other loose personnel that are not particularly interested in needlebinding,
yep.
I can drunkenly improvise a weapons lecture for them.
You can ask at the Ager table where he is. Nah. Yeah. Anyhow, yep. No, I have to do a lecture too. So, but we'll see. I might because it depends what areas we have covered and what areas we don't. Worst case scenario, I can show the process from sheep to yarn. That could be fun too. Sheep to yarn or sheep to needle binding. The whole thing. How's your beer?
Sheep to forticle.
Sheep to forticle is not needle binding. Okay, nope. Anyway, we gotta go. But we'll see you next week. Today we were a little bit earlier when we could have, but 7 at the latest. How about that? We're trying for 6:30, but 7 at the latest, and it'll be on Saturday, of course.
Now it's
And you have to find. Then we have the other balls. The other Christmas
pretty
ball
random
food.
because the guy who drives us home usually has 1 or 2 other people that he also drives home.
Yep.
And very often, one of the people that he is driving home just can't stop working. So it's hard to get home at 6:30.
Don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes one of the people he's driving home has a baby, namely his baby.
Yep.
Yep. They don't just move. They have to like be strapped down and packed
And
up.
you see that is the perfect excuse to work for another 15 minutes. So you are still the last one out the door. Even the baby is faster than you, woman.
Get my work done. Okay. See you next week.
Next week.
Bye-bye. Oop, there. Finger.